everybody. Thank you also for having me, and thanks for putting this great event together, Ignite Tampa Bay. My name is Lisa Kirchner, and I am an author, a storyteller, and a yogi. But to me, those are all labels for just one thing, and that is I'm a community maker. Now, this started when I was growing up. I moved about every year when I was a kid, and so to connect with people, I would tell stories. Although it was mostly from behind the safety of a keyboard. I would actually type up stories on folded up sheets of paper and distribute them to people. Now, when I started teaching yoga, obviously the connection was more direct. And what this taught me was that I needed to learn from my students as well as teach them. It wasn't just me presenting, because I never wanted to get up on a stage with a microphone and present to people. Not my thing. So, why did I just start a storytelling show in St. Petersburg, Florida? Actually, it goes back to my dream of being a published author. In 2007, I moved to New York City in order to write a book. It's kind of like moving to LA if you want to be in movies, which emphatically I did not want to be in movies. And as part of that quest, I went to Book Expo America, where I saw best-selling author Jodi Picoult give a keynote talk. Now, I really wasn't interested in her books or her work until I saw her speak. She was amazing, and that's when I knew exactly how she had become a best-selling author. And so I thought, right, I've got to learn how to get on stage and tell a story. Because again, I never did it. I was no Tina Fey. So I trilled on over to The Moth. Now, if you guys don't know The Moth, it's an organization that puts on competitive storytelling events in New York City. Let me repeat that. Competitive storytelling events in New York City. Really, yeah, that's how I did. Exactly like that. But I did learn this. Audiences make great editors, because at the time, the book I was writing wasn't getting a publisher. But when I changed my work to what was working on stage, I found a publisher. And so you might wonder now, how did you possibly stick with it if you were that bad? The community. First, Jen Hickson, a Moth producer, she told me that I had great stage presence. I hung on to that like a life raft. And then there was that woman you saw on that slide, Ophira Eisenberg. She said, you know how I make this look easy? I work hard at it. So I got to work. I started my own storytelling show. We started in a grimy little basement bar, and we ended up at one of the hottest venues in downtown New York City. And I think it's specifically because I was looking to connect with my audiences. And when I fact-checked myself, I found out that this is a strategy that's been used by great leaders of our time. Great storyteller. His stories told of both the problem and the solution. He dreamt of a future where his children would not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. That is not a divided world. Remember Jericho? Those walls came down for a reason. Communities that are not permeable, that don't interact with other communities, they fail. And the reason is because you need to be able to connect. Gandhi, another great example. He essentially established a little micro-community with his adversaries in order to set India free. He changed the world. He didn't say, be the change that you want to see. No, he said, if we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. He was talking about changing the world, and his weapon was kindness, like Jennifer, like Ophira, and I would wager like any great community that you have ever been a part of. The same thing is true for companies. Diverse companies, they make more money. They're able to connect with more and different types of the marketplace and anticipate market needs. The same thing is true of what are called intergenerational communities, where you have older people and younger people. And the older people, they tend to be healthier, and the younger people tend to do better in school. It costs less, not more, to be diverse. And so, what I want to stress is that I hope you all brought something to write as well as your business cards, because I want to encourage you to reach out to people with the express intention of learning something new, because connection is what makes for change. Connection is what will get people to choose your brand, buy your book, or join your movement. Just be prepared to be changed yourself. Thanks.